Hi, welcome back to my channel. I have our next book, which I believe is book number 6 in the Detective Joe Fournier series, and it is called What They Saw, and it's by Chouinard. Now, the title is apropos because our first victim, she was a DA named Sandra, and when her body was found, she was found blindfolded. Now, Joe finds out in her investigation or the medical examiner, that Sandra was blindfolded after her murder. Then, before Joe can even get any real answers to this case, she finds out that a judge was murdered and the MO was the same. She was killed and then blindfolded. So quite naturally, a serial killer is on the loose. Secondly, there's a connection between the DA and the judge. Now, the murderer has a plan. Every day, there will be another body. Every day, Joe will have to work harder and harder. And Joe has to figure out what the connection is. And as she finds out what the connection is, her partner, Bob Arnett, could be in the line of fire. Now, I have watched Joe and Bob work for a couple of years as I've been reading the series. And as Joe trusted Bob, I trusted Bob. But there's something that happens in this book that shakes Joe's trust for Bob Arnett, her partner, just her work partner. And with this concern that creates friction between her and Bob, Joe begins to uncover something else. What she begins to uncover looks like it could be a case of corruption. And then you have to consider the victims, the DA, the judge, Bob being in the line of fire. So if you know anything about murder mysteries, you might be able to see a bit of a connection. What do you think the connection is? The connection has to do with law, one way or another, right? DA, judge, detective. Okay, so someone in the law enforcement arena, legal or police, has got this killer on a rampage. One case from the past. Yeah, that's what Joe learns. One case from the past. Now, not only do we have Joe's perspective as she's the main protagonist in this series, but we also get the killer's perspective. Yeah, we get the killer's perspective. And as we get the killer's perspective and trying to find out why this person is killing people in the legal aspect and quite possibly the police, what's the tie-in? And then I mentioned the term corruption. So if there was corruption and Bob Arnett is in the line of fire, has Joe been wrong in trusting Bob all these years? Now, when you look at a book like a crime thriller, which this is a mystery thriller because it's a police procedural, the mystery is laid out really well. And then, of course, like I said, you have the killer's perspective and what their motive was. So we, the reader, our interest is trying to figure out who that killer is and what the tie-in has to be. Of course, we know the tie-in has to do with a case from the past. But what is the tie-in for the killer and why is he targeting specific individuals? So if you ask yourself, why is the killer targeting certain individuals? Then you, if you're like me, are very invested in the story. And another investment I have in this story is the entire investment I have in the series, because I have read each and every book. Now, first thing I'll say is, yeah, this book can be read as a standalone, so don't worry about that if you haven't read the previous books. But what I will say is that this is a good series where you get to know each and every character. And when you look at the relationship, the professional relationship between Joe and Bob, and how that gets a little rattled in this book, it really, really, really ratchets up the intensity in this book and makes it an exceptional book in the series. I kind of think I went 5 stars. I have to check Goodreads. So, the pacing, the characters, the killer's perspective, and the plot, and the motive, all of it. It all comes together in What They Saw. And remember, that title, What They Saw, has to do with the fact that they were blindfolded after they were murdered. Yeah, very, very good book. Very, very much looking forward to the next book in the series. Now, I would imagine that you can get this at Kindle Unlimited. I have to bring it up on Goodreads. I don't have it up. But yeah, we're just going to take a chance and say you can get this on Kindle Unlimited, and I would bet you about $1 that you can get all 6 books with your Kindle Unlimited subscription. Thank you for watching.